Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 213, and it's Friday. And it's going to be a long one today, so get yourself ready. We are going to be driving a long way today, and for a good reason. We are going to be doing an interview of a player that I believe, I'm trying to think back how I met this guy. So, as you know, I am a member of Blackjack Apprenticeship. I signed up for BJA after I was kicked out of my home casino, and I was trying to think of a new structure, a new strategy for my advantage play. And I talked to Colin from Blackjack Apprenticeship. We discussed some things. That's the reason I signed up for the membership. Through the membership, I met a guy, and it turns out that he traveled to a city that I traveled to. So he's not from that state even, but he travels to that city, and I did too, and we met that way. And through him, I met a person who was interviewed by BJA previously. We happened to be at the table at the same time. But also through this guy, I met the person that I'm going to be hopefully interviewing this afternoon. And I actually met him about 6 hours or 7 hours away, maybe 6 hours away from the place that we're going to be talking today. So that's on the horizon here. We're going to be stopping at all our casinos mainly, except for one that I'm going to hit on the way home. And then after hitting all those casinos, we're going to sit with him and we're going to do an interview. It should be good. And then we'll continue on home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break that up into a separate episode from this one, because I expect it to be long enough that it doesn't make sense to combine it with my daily routine that I do. So a lot of people are going to be tuning in just for the interview. So I don't want to bog down that episode with everything that I'm doing for the day. So with all that in mind, I'm on my way. It's about 6:30 in the morning. It's 36 degrees outside. I woke up to another frozen windshield this morning, and everything looks good today. Weather looks like it's going to be good. It seems like I can't see the sky perfectly yet, but it looks like it's going to be pretty much a clear day today. So I am just starting my journey. I'm on my way to the first casino. I do have 2 meetings today, and I did add 3 meetings to the end of my day just to fill up my calendar, because that's the time that I'm going to be sitting with this man, and I want to make sure that I don't get interrupted. In fact, I'm going to turn all my networks off on my phone so I don't accidentally get a phone call while we're talking. So that's what's going on right now. I'm excited about today, and the day is just starting, and I'll come back and update you. All right, guys, I am back. I am waiting at the traffic light to leave this casino, and I go in, and there's pretty much zero there. So very, very little. I ended up finding one okay play, not great play, and ended up making a little bit of money, but I walked around for 20 minutes. There was nothing. I mean, not even close to anything. So, and I know who's here early in the morning. There's no way I can beat 5 a.m. getting here. So, no big deal. Really, the only money I could make is the money that's put in the machines between 5 or 6 in the morning and 8 in the morning. So, anyway, we're moving on to the next casino. So I ended that session ahead $63. And it's actually really early, and I'm going to get to the next casino as my next meeting is starting. And normally, I don't do that. The reason I don't do that is because I want to use my drive time to do meetings so that I have the most time possible gambling. But in this case, it's okay because I'm going to be doing a lot of the talking in this meeting. And also, I need to send out some reports that I finalized this morning, so I can use that meeting time in the parking lot to do that and get myself ahead and kind of push issues away from me, so that this afternoon, when I do that interview, when I do all that blackjack play, I'll have time and work will be off my back. So that is the strategy for today. We are continuing on. Temperature is up to 43 degrees. The sun is up now. It's a nice day, actually. It's one of those, you know how, well, some of you know, when you wake up in the morning and there's snow on the ground, that like icy snow, and it's like a crisp day, and it's like clear skies, it's so cold. It's kind of like that, but no wind today, so it looks nice from the car. Just being out in it, that's a little chilly. All right, so the strategy for the next place is we're going to try to get 2 sessions of blackjack in. And sorry, I got people merging in front of me and behind me. The strategy is going to be to get those 2 blackjack sessions in. And at this place, I've kind of been abusing it a little bit, playing a lot of sessions because I'm limited in some of the places. I'm not backed off anywhere, but I'm just limited. I do want to focus a little bit this weekend on getting my recording out from the one casino. I may talk to a lawyer. I did take a screenshot last night of a lawyer that Tommy Highland has used that's been very effective for him. And I'm thinking about talking to that person and see what they say. My gut feeling is that there's nothing there, and it's better not to make anything out of it, and better just to publish it and show people what's going on. Interestingly, the police at the scene did violate my Fourth Amendment rights. So, you know, I don't know, though, if it's worth pursuing or not. So how much is it really going to be worth? You know, is the outing of who I am and what I do worth? And you know what? Actually, nobody has to know that I'm a card counter. A regular civilian who's not a card counter can bring a lawsuit against police for violating Fourth Amendment rights. You know, so we'll think about that. Anyway, I want to let you go right now. I'm going to continue on to the next casino, going to do our meeting, and then we're going to go play, hopefully, a couple sessions of blackjack. I'll be back. All right, guys, hopefully you can hear this. I am still in this casino right now, so I had plenty of time to play whatever I wanted, and started off, actually, I looked at slots first and found nothing, didn't get any kind of slot play in at all before I went to play some blackjack, and sat down at the table and was getting demolished right away. Lose 500, then 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. So next thing you know, I'm involved for 2,500 and just getting crushed. Nothing is working, and then things start to turn around a little bit. That was like my low point, and I started getting some bigger counts. Things started getting a little bit better. Started raising my bets. Count continues to go up. I'm raising my bet more, and eventually, so the first shoe was like minus 1,800. The second shoe was like plus 100 or something like that. The third shoe was plus like 300 or 400. So things started getting better every shoe. Eventually, I got to a shoe with a really good, decent count, and I was able to start putting some of my bigger bets out there. Started winning and winning and winning, and I ended that shoe ahead $1,025. So plus $1,025 on that blackjack table. And then I went to look at some slots, and I found one that is kind of a tougher one, and it wasn't in the best, most perfect position that it could be, but the upside was so big. It was at $4 a spin, and I played that one, and it took a long time to hit. I was involved with that machine as much as $1,340, and at the end, by the time I got up, I was down about $950, on that machine, just got killed. Went to a different machine, found another high denomination one, played that one, was down as much as 2,100 at one point overall, including the other one and this one, and ended up finally hitting a bunch of little things, but they all added up, and then I finished it off with what I was going for. And at this point, I'm still in the casino, but at this point on slots, I am down 422. So plus 1025 on the blackjack, minus 422 as of right now on the slots. I don't know if I'll find anything else, but I got this huge voucher that's too big to put in a kiosk, so I have to go stand at the cashier. So I'm going to take one more lap around, see what I can find out, see what I can do, hopefully make some money. I may still sit down, play some blackjack, I'm not sure, but I cashed out $2,500 at one cashier and then $1,000 at the poker room and got all that money out. So right now things are okay, I'm hanging in there, and we'll see if I can find anything else, but I'll be back to update you shortly. All right guys, that was fun. Yeah, I ended up, just like I said, plus 1025 on the blackjack and minus 422 on the slots, which was, after I just checked my pictures, after the first big machine I was minus 985, went down as much as minus 2100, and ended minus 422 on the slots. So it was a risk, but I felt that it was a good risk. Generally, that would have hit in a couple hundred spins, and it just took a lot longer. Don't want to get into too much detail about it, but actually, normally I would say probably 200 to 300 spins, and it took, let's just say, exponentially more spins. So anyway, I should have made probably 800 or 900 on that play, but what are you going to do? So when I was done, I go to cash out my voucher because my voucher's $1,818, and the machine won't take it, which I kind of expected. At some level, they have a limit, and I forget what it was here. They don't even know at the cashier, or they won't tell you. So I go up there and I said, if I need some ones and fives, which is ridiculous, right? Because I just had, like, what did I just take, $7,000 in ones and fives to the bank? Last night, my wife asked me if I had any ones and fives because we're doing a fundraiser starting tomorrow, and we need some. And I said, how much do you need? I've got some. And she said, $500. And I said, nope. I just actually used $200 worth yesterday. I just popped them all in the slot machine just to help get rid of them. And so I said, I'll see what I can do when I go to the casino today. And so at the cashier, I said, out of this money, can you give me some ones and fives? And she said, how many? I said, I don't want you to have to count them all out. That would just take too long. But if you can give me like 100 and ones and maybe 400 and fives. And she's like, well, I can't do that. If it's under a strap, then I have to count it. So I said, well, how much is a strap of fives? And she said 500. I said, all right, give me 500 and fives and 100 and ones. And that's what we did. Then she had to take it to the machine in front of the camera, have the machine count it, put it in a different strap. And then she had to call for a double. The person came to do the double for her, and she had to do it again in front of that person and put it in another strap again, which makes, what does a strap have to do with anything? So I ended up getting that money and walking out of there. And what are you going to do? I feel like I lost money at that casino, even though I made whatever, 603 or whatever it was. So yeah, it was okay. It was a great start and a terrible finish, but that's okay. We're going to move on to another casino. Odds of finding blackjack here are about 50-50. See what we can do, and then I'll come back and update you, let you know what's going on. All right, guys, I am back. So I am actually giving up money right now to get this interview. So I moved on to the next casino, and I found one slot play that was pretty good, not the greatest. It was about $4 a spin. I played that one through and ended the session down $263. Okay, so minus 263. I'm looking around and I see a friend of mine. Talked to him for a minute. He's like, oh, you lost that much? You didn't play blah blah blah, did you? And I'm like, Yeah, he's like, I just left that one a minute ago. So, yeah, I lost 263 there. And then I went to look at tables, and my friend who I'm going to do the interview with sent me a message that he's available anytime. Well, my other friend that I was standing there talking to is like, do you see that guy over there flashing his card? He goes, people have been working this guy for like a week. And he showed me the guy, and I sat down there as a $50 table. I sat down, just spread like 1 to 2, nothing major on there. And it was, I played half a shoe before someone else came and relieved them, but I ended plus 0, exactly even. So I played half a shoe, seeing both cards for the most part. I'd say 80% of the time I knew what both cards were, and I broke even. And what made that happen too was there was one hand where I had a 7-4 against a face card. He checks for a blackjack, and then I double, and I was still counting because it's a habit. And even though I got in halfway through the shoe, I had a running plus 8, so I double, and I get a 9 for a 20. And he had an ace the whole time and didn't realize it. So he sits there silently, and then he calls the pit boss over, and the pit boss is like, okay, fix it. And so he gives me all the money back. And he's like, no, you still have a blackjack. So he takes all the money. So the pit boss goes, you F, and he didn't say F though, he actually said it. And he came over and he gave me my 100 back, and he kind of like scolded the dealer. And then the next hand, I got a blackjack, and the dealer had a backdoor blackjack. And then 2 hands later, the dealer got another blackjack. So those didn't help the situation much. So I ended up even on that table, and then he got relieved, and I thought, well, probably a good time to go meet with my friend, and he said he was available. I still may go back and play it. I don't know. It's going to start getting really busy here in a minute. I don't think it's going to work out, but I did take a video of the guy. I know who he is. I'll do a screenshot of the video so I have his face and I recognize him. But the guy was kind of weird, and it's almost like he knew he was showing you the card. I don't know, because he's like staring right at your eyes the whole time when he's dealing, and he's dealing super slow, so it kind of creeps me out a little bit. But I guess some people have been working that table for a while. So anyway, right now I am heading to meet with my friend, and we're going to sit probably in my car, so I got to clean up this mess, and we'll do this interview, and hopefully it's clean and no places or anything are disclosed that would hurt anybody. And if so, I will publish it as a separate episode tonight. And if it's really long, I may cut it into 2 episodes, but I'd like to make it one long episode if possible, even if it's an hour long or more. So that's what's going on right now. The temperature is nice, 66 degrees, clear skies, and I'm going to go meet this guy. It's about 10 minutes from here, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I am in the middle of the city here, and I just dropped off our friend, and we had a nice conversation. We talked for almost an hour, like 50 minutes, something like that. And we actually met in this really bad neighborhood because he had to drop his car off to get repaired. And so we met in this neighborhood, and it was such a bad area. It was like this seafood and chicken place. But the neighborhood was bad enough that we decided to move on to somewhere else. So I ended up driving to a Taco Bell about a mile or 2 down the street, and we sat in the Taco Bell parking lot and did the interview, and it went really well. We had a good time talking and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. So I will release that soon. I'm going to listen to it at least once just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we didn't disclose where we were or any personal information or anything like that. Obviously, both of us want to keep our privacy and still be able to do what we're doing and not cost ourselves money. So he asked me if I could drop him off somewhere, and I can't tell you where because it would disclose where I am, but so I dropped him off. I've got his backpack here, and I'm going to take it to a place for him where he has some friends and drop it off for him so he doesn't have to carry it around, and then he'll end up taking an Uber home, and that'll all be good. So right now I don't even know which direction I'm going here. Okay, I see a casino off in the distance, so now I know where I am, and I'll head in that direction here, and then I'll know where to go from there. But we had a good time, and hopefully I'll get that released tonight. Right now, I would say today, other than that, has not been a great day. I started off with $1,000 win, and I've whittled it down to about $300. But I didn't play anything unnecessary or anything that was out of range or anything. It's just bad variance. So right now, I am going to take his stuff to this place and then probably start heading toward home and probably make 2 casino stops on the way home. So let me figure out what's going on here, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I was able to drop off his backpack to somebody, and I sent him a video so he knew exactly what happened, so it doesn't come up missing later on. Everything is clear, and I am on my way right now. I am moving on to another casino, but first I am out of fuel. I've got 21 miles range, so there's a gas station up here. It's about 40 cents lower than the average in this part of the country, and so I'm going to go ahead and stop there and get at least half a tank of gas, and then there's a place about an hour from home. I'll stop there and fill up, and it should be good. So right now, I did listen to the podcast actually, and it looks good. Everything sounds good. There's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it after this one. So it'll be a bonus day. You'll get 2 episodes today. And right now I'm going to stop, get some gas, and I'll move on to the next casino, and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, guys. So here's my situation right now. I'm in this casino, and there's a machine that's getting close, but it could still be 1,000 or 1,200 spins before it hits. And there's this guy slow playing it, and he's almost out of money. He has like $80 left. He just hit for another 80, so he's got like 160 left, and it's almost $2 a spin. And he told me he's out of money after that. And I told him, look, I got you. If you run out of money, I'll sit down, I'll play it, I'll give you a cut if I make a profit. So I'm waiting for that. He's taking his sweet time. He's talking to people, turning around. He's having this other guy, a friend of his, cash out the voucher and go put it in another machine, and then come back and put it back in that machine, like to trick the machine. And I don't know. So, oh my gosh, I didn't know that there was another area over here with slots. So here we go. All right, I'll be back. Man, this guy just hit for like another $200 on this thing, so now he's got almost 300 in it. So crazy. Now I gotta wait for that because it might not be enough still, so I gotta wait and see. And he's okay with making a deal with me on it, and really I don't really have to make a deal because he's out of money, but I would do it just so that I'm the one that gets my butt in the seat once he's out of money. So all right, guys, I am back. Just getting in my car here, and was in this place a very long time. And in this place, it was extremely busy. There were other people who knew what they were doing, and they were checking things. And there was 2 guys. There were 2 guys that were working together on a machine. It was about $2 a spin, and they'd been working on it for about 3 hours. And this is a machine that could fizzle out at any point, and it has a large must hit buy, and it has multiple smaller must hit buys. And generally, if you don't hit the biggest must hit buy, you're going to lose money on it. And so I decided to play it, but the point that it was at, it was only a good play because the other ones were close. And I knew that if the other ones all hit, then it no longer is a good play. And so I played it through. Well, so these guys were playing it for a few hours. I walked around, did this and that. I was ahead like $45. Come back around, and they're still playing. And I stand behind them. They got like $80 in the machine. They get it up to 300, back down to 80, and then they finally decide they want to give up after hours of play. So I told them, look, if I play it and I hit the big one, you get up and you give it to me, and I play it and I hit the big one, then I will give you something for it if I have a profit. And they agreed. They decided they were done with it. They got up. And so I sat down, and I ended up hitting the other bonuses, the other must-hit buys, and all of them were pretty much at reset about the same time. And it really made it difficult for me to want to stay for the last one, because then I'd have to build up the smaller must-hit buys again and hit them again, and you're going to be losing money along the way, and you're hoping to hit the big one and all this. So I decided to leave it. When I left it, I was only ahead, like, for the day, I was ahead like $35. I lost like $20, $15, something like that on it. So I ended up leaving it and walking around, and I ended up finding another play. I played that one through, and that one hit nicely for a couple hundred almost right away, and I decided to leave. So I talked to my friends in there. I explained to them, I didn't think it was a good play anymore. If they want it back, they can have it. It's right here. If you want it, take it. And they decided they didn't want it, and I decided I didn't want it. So I walked away from it, and I ended up leaving the casino ahead $242. So puts us back where we were. So up about $650 or something like that for the day. Not a great day, not a terrible day, but what are you going to do? Every day can't be a $2,000 or $3,000 winner. So ended up leaving that. So right now I'm going to be heading toward home, and let's do our segments. Frankly, today's been really long. It's already right now it's almost 9 o'clock. So and I've still got many hours to go. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go through our parts here, our segments. What did you eat today, MW? And it was actually pretty interesting. I didn't eat anything the whole day until the afternoon when I met with our star of our next episode, and his name is 5 a.m. When I met with 5 a.m., we met at a chicken and fish restaurant that doesn't have any chairs, but they call it a restaurant. They have a bench outside you can eat at in a terrible neighborhood. And I got the 3-piece tilapia with bread. No, not a bun, not a sandwich, with bread, like 2 slices of white bread in a Ziploc bag, the sandwich bags, not the ones that actually zip, just the sandwich bags that fold over. And that was about $7. I think it was a great deal. It was hot. It was easy for them to make. They just rolled it in some kind of breading and fried it, and that was it. And I thought it was pretty good. I would actually, because it's unusual and different, I would probably give it a Jack, which is one of my highest, on a scale of 2 through ace. If I ate it all the time, it would probably be a 10 or a 9, but it was nice to have something different. And 5 a.m. Had some, actually, by the time I pulled in, he was already eating, and then we went somewhere else, obviously. But so that's what I ate today. And what did you tip today, MW? And you'll hear that 5 a.m. likes to hear this segment. I actually was hoping to have a big tip on this last one that I played, but alas, I did not hit a jackpot on it. So I ended up tipping $0.0. So no money went to tips today, unfortunately for them, and kept all the money in my pocket for my children. And that's pretty much it. Today was an okay day. It made me very happy to hang out with my friend and to see him again, and 2 friends actually. Sorry if I don't mean to leave out my other friend, but so it was a decent day, even though we didn't make a lot of money. Still $600 is a decent day. So that's it. That's what's going on right now. It's getting colder again because the sun's been down. 57 degrees outside, heading toward home, and that's going to be it for now. So if you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.